Yo, what's going on, people? What you saying? My name's Ellis, aka Ellis the Kid, and today I'm going to give you my top tips on how to sound more R&B when it comes to playing guitar. Outside of theory, there aren't typically rules when it comes to music, but each genre of music sticks to a set of standards to sound more of that genre. R&B is no exception to that. When you think of R&B, you think slow, smooth, songs typically about love or relationships or something like that. So we want to try and invoke that sort of emotion with our playing. Tip number one, ditch regular sounding chords. I'm not going to blow your head off with theory here. I'm going to try and keep it fairly simple. What I mean by regular chords are typically made up of a root, so that's your first degree, a third and a fifth. In terms of ditching regular chords, what I mean is your regular major chord, your regular minor chord, and diminished chords as well. And what you want to do is you want to change them to seventh chords. Okay, so we're now in the realm of chord extensions. And again, I'm not going to blow your head off with the theory around extensions. I'll do a separate video on chord extensions and go into more detail on those. So if I take a chord progression, and again, don't worry too much about the numbers here, but a standard R&B progression that invokes emotion would be a 1-4-5 in a minor key. So we're in the key of E flat minor. We're going to play a 1-4-5. What that would be is an E minor chord. That's the first degree. The fourth degree would be A flat minor. And then the fifth degree is a B flat minor. And then back to the 1. And that sounds fine on its own, but it sounds fairly generic, it sounds fairly basic, it hasn't got that R&B spin on it, okay? And this is where seventh chords come in, right? So what we're doing is we're going to maintain the first, the third, and the fifth, and we're going to add the seventh, and that becomes a seventh chord. So what we want to do is we want to transfer these minor chords to seventh chords, and it goes for major chords as well. You want to add the seventh degree to them, but we're not going to mention them. We're not going to cover major seven voicings in this video. I've got other videos on this channel with progressions where I mention major seven voicings, but this isn't a video to show you voicings. This is a video to give you my tips and my personal opinion on how to sound more R&B. So this is what it sounds like when we make those minor chords minor seven chords. Already sounds 1,000,001 times more R&B. Yeah, so we're now adding a different flavor to that chord. So much smoother already. Right, anyway, before I get carried away, tip number two. So tip number two is to stop strumming your chords entirely throughout your progressions, right? Now, you can still strum your chords and make them sound smooth, which is great. But what we want to do is we want to mix up some of the chords in your progressions and arpeggiate them instead, okay? So arpeggiating just simply means playing the notes of those chords, but in sequence instead of in one whole go, right? So this would be not arpeggiating, and this is arpeggiating. See the difference? What we're doing is we're just playing those notes individually. So we're still getting that overall tonality of that chord that we're playing, but it adds another level of depth to it. Because we're playing those notes individually, people hear those notes as separate entities. And then when you play the final note of that chord, it kind of comes together in your head and your ear. That opens us up to more possibilities when it comes to tip number three, but we're not there yet. So just, yeah, more arpeggiating, right? So if we then go and take that same chord progression and we arpeggiate those chords, this is how it now sounds. It's such a simple touch, but it makes it sound so much better. Now, that doesn't mean don't strum any in a progression. Feel free to mix it up with chords that are arpeggiated and chords that are strummed, but smoothly. And that's how you'll acquire a really nice R&B sounding progression. One tip, try and make sure that the arpeggiated notes are evenly spaced. It just sounds more pleasant. So something like this. You know, sometimes when you're practicing, this is going to happen naturally, but it's important that you're conscious and aware of when your arpeggiation sounds like you're breaking it up or you're getting stuck on some of the strings. You know, one note after the next, you're not getting stuck, you're not slowing down, and you're not speeding up. It's a smooth swipe through the note, the chord. Tip number 3 is to add embellishments. Now, again, I'm going to create another video on probably each of these areas in future. But to keep it light, an embellishment is anything that is added in addition to the chords that complements it and helps you transition from one chord to another. Typically in the form of a hammer-on, a pull-off, or a slide. So this is what embellishments sound like. That was a bit rough around the edges, but you get the idea. So whereas before we added the seasoning with the chord extensions, now we're adding the spiciness. Let's go with that. And this is really where it opens the floor to your own creativity as a musician, right? As a guitarist, this is where you can add your spin on it. What you want to do is you want to familiarize yourself with the minor scale and also the minor pentatonic scale. That's really going to help you identify where to play the embellishments and what's going to sound good. But ultimately, it's what sounds good to you. So what I would do, when you stack these tips on top of each other, so you take a chord, you change it to 7th chords, you take those chords and you make some of them arpeggiated, and then what you want to do again is add embellishments to some of these chords. Not all of them, but some of them, if not most of them, okay? But what you want to do, if you're playing with other musicians, you want to make sure you're not being obnoxious and you're not taking over the entirety of the space that you're creating with your music, okay? You want to create room and you want to leave room for others and only play them tastefully, okay? It's important to play them tastefully. But while you're practicing, feel free to go ham, go crazy, embellish everything, but just be conscious if you're playing with other people, don't be obnoxious with it. How I kind of built up my knowledge and getting comfortable with playing embellishments was simply just figuring it out, nice and slowly. You know, I play a chord, and I'll be like, okay, right, let's hammer on here. And I'll be like, oh, that sounds good. And I'll be like, okay. That means I can go there. Just slowly go through each chord in the progression and find something that catches your ear, catches your attention, and then build it up slowly from there. This is how I don't want to give too much away, but this is how I figure out the other progressions that I release on social media and the other progressions that I've taught on this channel. It's a slow and steady process. You find a chord that sounds nice, you arpeggiate that chord, and you find the embellishments for that chord. One final mention, I hear this one a lot, acoustic or electric. With electric guitar, you get more versatility with different pickup combinations, whammy bars, different bridge types, you know. But that just comes with having an electric guitar. You can sound R&B very nicely on an acoustic guitar. If you look at a lot of the early 2000s R&B tracks, a lot of those main riffs are played on acoustic guitar, but it translates well on both, so take your pick. And that's it, guys. They are my top 3 tips on how to sound more R&B when it comes to playing guitar. If you like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Let's go for 25 likes on this video. You guys normally smash the like goals and I really do appreciate it. If you liked this type of video, like the format, and you want to see more, then make sure you subscribe to the channel because I'm going to be releasing more videos like this in the future. If you want to keep up to date with me and my other content, then make sure you follow me on social media. You can find me under @EllisTheKid. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it from me. Until the next one, take it easy, stay blessed, and I'll catch you all soon.